Hey everyone, if you're looking for a good anime to binge watch in 2025, you've come to the right video. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon because today I've put together a top 10 list with only the best animes you can't miss. Shall we check out this list? The first anime on the list is Vigilante, My Hero Academia Illegals. The story takes place in a world where a glowing baby was born, and after that 80% of the population acquired superpowers, known as quirks. In this setting, we meet Koichi, an ordinary student who dreamed of becoming a hero, but ended up giving up on that dream, as only a few are officially chosen to hold that position. However, not everyone is content to stand by, and there is a group that acts on their own, known as the Vigilantes, illegal heroes who fight crime even without government recognition. Koichi's life changes completely when he crosses paths with the energetic Pop Step. The two end up getting into trouble and are saved by Nuclear Duster, a super strong, tough, and mysterious veteran. From then on, the three join forces and start acting as vigilantes. And the anime from the thumbnail will appear at some point in this video. The second anime on the list is called Katachana no Osan Kensei ni Naru. It tells the story of a man who only wanted peace, but fate had other plans. Beryl Guardian lives a peaceful life as a sword instructor in a dojo hidden in a remote village. It's been a long time since he left behind the days when he dreamed of fame and glory as a swordsman. But everything changes when a former student, now a true legend, appears bringing unbelievable news. Beryl has been appointed as the special instructor of the powerful Order of the Knights of Liberion. Back in the capital, he reunites with several of his former students who are now big names, famous knights, powerful mages, and respected adventurers. Beryl thinks he has nothing left to teach, but to his surprise, they all still seek the advice and guidance of the old master. Now he needs to deal with this new role and find out if he still has what it takes to guide this brilliant generation, and perhaps find a bit of peace amidst so much chaos. The third anime on our list takes us straight to the Edo period. In a village called Kadono, there lived a sacred maiden known as Itsukihime, protected by Jinta, a mysterious young outsider, Utehiyu, who took on the role of the shrine's guardian. The peaceful routine of the village changes when Jinta encounters a demonic entity that speaks of a distant future, a future hidden in the depths of the forest, where this demon was supposedly defeated. And that's where the story takes on another dimension. Jinta embarks on a journey that spans centuries, traveling through time, from the Edo period to the Rinsei era. Our fourth anime on the list takes place far from Earth, specifically in a space colony in the middle of outer space. And it is there that Amati Usuriha, a high school student, lives a peaceful life until she meets Nian, a mysterious war refugee. From this encounter, Amati ends up being drawn into an illegal and extremely dangerous sport. The clan battle, intense duels with mobile suits, and real combat robots. Assuming the codename Makio, she dives headfirst into this brutal world, piloting the powerful Ghosh, and fighting day after day in increasingly intense battles. But things get complicated when an unknown mobile suit, a Gundam, appears, being pursued by the Space Force and the police. With him appears Chud, a young pilot who will completely change the course of the story. From then on, Amati and everyone around her are swept into a new era, where nothing will be the same as before. The fifth anime on the list is the kind of story that turns everything upside down. Liang in his past life was the typical straight-laced guy, honest, responsible, and who did everything right. And in the end, he ended up taking Gaia, was betrayed by his own wife, and died full of debts. Sad, isn't it? But hold on, the game changes. He reincarnates as a noble in a gigantic space empire, and this time he decides it will be different. No more being nice. Now he wants to live just for himself, become a tyrant, rule over everything and everyone, and enjoy power to the fullest. But there's a small detail. Everything he does, no matter how selfish it seems, ends up working out for the empire. He tries to be evil and the people become happier. He makes terrible decisions and the empire prospers. In the end, he becomes a beloved leader, super popular, without even understanding how it happened. The sixth anime on our list is that typical case of the wrong person who became the hero without even realizing it. Kurt is a super nice guy with a huge heart, but one fine day he gets kicked out of the heroes team for being considered useless. They said he was weak, that he wasn't fit to fight, that he scored 0 in combat magic, and those epic RPG things. So he goes to live doing odd jobs, fixing walls, digging here and there, taking on some heavy work. And that's when the turnaround comes. The kid is simply a genius in everything that no one cared about. He cooks like a 5-star chef, builds better than any engineer, mines as if he has a GPS for rare minerals, all with an SSS ranking. And the funniest part, he doesn't even realize how amazing he is. He goes on living peacefully, thinking he's just doing his job, but along the way, he ends up helping everyone, saving villages, cities, and even the entire country. In the 7th anime on this list, the story revolves around Sinkisk. He is the son of a human and a magical biological weapon called Gear. That's right, the guy was born right in the middle of a heavy conflict. And in this world, magic has replaced science, with many open wounds from an ancient rebellion of these living weapons. But even with this tense past, Sin's parents got married, a marriage considered a total taboo. And then, during the ceremony, he ends up meeting a mysterious girl who absolutely hates Gears with all her might, which means everything he is. And of course, this not-so-random encounter will affect the fate of the entire world. The past resurfaces, tensions start to boil again, and doubt lingers in the air. Will Sin repeat history or rewrite it? And the 8th anime on this list is Teogonia, which takes place in a world ravaged by a relentless war, where humans fight tooth and nail to defend their lands from the invasion of semi-human tribes. Amidst this scene of chaos and destruction, a boy named Kai, from the quiet village of Lag, decides to join the fight to protect everything he knows and loves. However, the reality of war soon hits him hard, and his companions fall one by one. Wounded in battle, Kai finds himself in a moment of surprising clarity, where memories of a completely different life flood his mind. Thus we follow the awakening of a young man in a fantasy world filled with magic, mysteries, ancestors, and the birth of an unlikely hero. In 9th place we have Compass 2.0. Just imagine a digital place that feels like a dream. There you find a bunch of heroes from other worlds, who team up with good-natured players to fight side by side. The energy generated from these battles is what keeps Compass running. So people are always active, but not everyone joins this dance willingly. And there's a hero named Trees who is somewhat reserved and doesn't want to know about partners or fighting, which is making the system's people pull their hair out, almost kicking the guy out of Compass 2.0. Then comes Jin, a novice player who has just arrived in this digital world. Somehow he becomes interested in Trez specifically to be his partner, but the calm doesn't last long, because a big problem starts to mess everything up in Compass 2.0. This is a great anime that is definitely worth watching. Our last anime in this top 10 is Ninja Tokorochi no Futari Gurashi. The story revolves around Konoha Koga, a high school student who on her way back from school one day ends up saving Satoko Kusagakure, a ninja who had just left her village. But the peace doesn't last long, because soon the pursuing ninjas appear on Satoko's trail, only to be surprised by Konoha. It turns out that behind the facade of a normal student, she is a respected killer. And that's how this highly unusual situation begins, with a ninja and an assassin sharing the same roof. So, did you enjoy the top 10? Then go ahead and give it a thumbs up and comment on which of these anime you will binge watch first. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more amazing lists like this one. Until the next video, enjoy your binge watching and we're in this together.